guys, hi family, you're welcome to the channel. And if you are new here, I'm Favour Napoleon and you're welcome here. I want to use this medium to say thank you to all those who have been supporting my videos. Thank you, you guys rock. And if you're here for the first time, you haven't subscribed, please be a part of the family by clicking that red subscribe button. Yeah, that button they wrote subscribe, just click it so that you can be a part of the family. Guys, on today's video I'm going to be talking about something that is very sensitive, and guys, this is something I've experienced for years and I had to learn over time, and I'm going to be sharing that story with you guys today. Guys, you know, there are stories in life that we just tell ourselves and it end up affecting us, sometimes negatively and in other way positively. So we're going to be looking at the both sides. You know, we just tell ourselves some stories that sometimes, I'm going to take the negative one first, sometimes they are not true. We just believe it and we live our life over them with it. In some cases, there are some times that it's people that get to tell you that story and you accept it and it becomes part of your life. And others are nobody told us. We might just assume it, we might process it in our memory and we begin to live it. Guys, I'm going to give an instance. You know, I'm going to give an instance of myself. You know, when I was growing up as a little let me say from a teenage age, from that kind of 12 13 years old, 11 12 13 years old, guys, you know, I didn't just like my nose. You know, I just have this belief that I have the worst nose in the world, and that actually gave me some kind of inferiority complex. You know, I just feel I'm not beautiful enough, as in everything about my face is okay, but why this nose, guys? So I didn't just like my nose, and I told myself that story that I didn't have a good nose. I told myself that story that I didn't have a good shape of nose. And I lived over the years with it. You know, I lived over the years with it. When I see other people, I say, these people, they are cuter than me because they have a pointed nose. They have one kind of nose that is finer than mine. You know, I lived over the years with it. And also, I had tribe. I wanted to say I used to have, but I still have it now. But I don't just notice it. I had tribal marks also, and when people get to compliment me, oh, we like your tribal marks, sometimes I just feel these people are making jest of me. Why would somebody in the world ever like tribal marks? Guys, you know, I'll tell the story for that tribal marks another day. And there's a way I walk. I didn't like the way I was walking, you know, the way I was walking, sorry, the way my leg was, you know, I didn't just like those things. And I just told myself that these were my disadvantage. This was the way I am, and because of that, there were so many things I couldn't do. You know, there was some circles I couldn't belong because I just felt I wish I was like this, I would have been better off. And it happens to people too. We tell ourselves some certain stories that are not true. You know, we just tell ourselves stories that controls our life. You know, there are people that just believe now they can never be a good wife. Maybe probably it was their spouse that told them that they were a bad wife. Probably it might even be stories, even if there are stories that others tell you that you accept, because it's actually what people tell you that you accept, that is what works for you. You know, somebody might tell you, oh, you can never own a business, or you might not be good in this, or you can never sing, you have a bad voice. You know, over the years we just tend to walk with that mindset. We just live in that world. We just tell ourselves those stories back to ourselves, you know, just like the instance I gave. But when I started hearing God's word, you know, I started a church, gave my heart to Christ. I started hearing God's word, like things like I'm beautiful, I'm the best of my kind, you know. I started hearing things like that, and that just helps me. I was like, so really? So this my nose is beautiful, you know? This my leg is, you know, it started changing my orientation. It started changing my story, you know, the story I actually told myself, you know. So it happens in life that we just tell ourselves that, oh, you know, sometimes it just comes to us through our thoughts. Sometimes it's things that people have told you over the years, even when you were a child. You know, you just tell yourself these things that, oh, I can never be a businessman. You know, I can never be a good husband. You know, I cannot even, I wanted to use sexual intercourse. You know, I'm not good in, you know, you are not good in it, you know, you just believe some certain things. So guys, I'm just looking for different instances to give. You know, you just tend over the years to believe some certain things, and you start telling yourself these stories, and most of the times they are not true, and these stories kind of limit you. You know, it kind of puts you in a spot. You know, you just have the kind of mindset that I can never make up a very good relationship with people, or I can never be in a relationship, or I can never be in a godly relationship, or I can never attract this kind of people to my life. You know, you just tell yourself such stories. And most of the time, you know, when we are growing up, there are things that people must have also told us while we are growing up. We make it a norm. We make it part of our lives. And this thing, it controls our life for years. It controls our life for years. But guys, just like me, I had to start correcting it. I start telling myself that I look beautiful, I look fine, I have the best nose, because God knows that this is the best nose that will fit my face, and He gave it to me, and that's what makes me special and unique. You know, guys, there might be things in your life that you just tell yourself that story all over and all over and all over again, and they might keep you in a spot. There might be things that are limiting you. So you have to tell yourself a new story. You have to start telling yourself. That's why I believe in the power of affirmation a lot. You know, you have to start renewing your mind, telling, oh my God, flies during summer in this place, it's something else. So you have to start telling yourself, you know, telling yourself the best stories that will uplift you, stories that will help you, stories that, guys, that will just keep you going and flying in life. You know, not stories that, you know, there are things that we must have heard for many years that people might have said about us, because it has been there for many years, and people, or even everybody, has said that negative thing about you. That doesn't make it true. And even if it's something that you can actually see, just like me, I could actually see how my nose look like. Guys, look at my nose. You know, I could actually see it, but I had to start telling myself that, changing my mind, changing my thinking, you know, changing my story, telling myself that this is the best nose in the world. So guys, you just have to tell yourself the right stories that will bless people, that will make you a stream of blessing to others, not story that will keep you in a cage and limit you, and that you cannot be able to do some things, because once the thought of that story just comes, it just keeps you away. You know, there are people who had their birthdays. I used to have a friend like that in school. You know, her birthday was the same day she lost she lost her parents, you know, her dad and her mom. You know, when it comes to the birthday, people just told her that she was the cause of the she was the cause of their deaths. And each time is her birthday, she doesn't celebrate it. She just tells herself that story. And she's not the cause of the death. Things just happen. So she lived many years not celebrating her birthday. Why? Because that was the story she accepted, and that was the story that she told herself. So to someone else who might be watching this video, it might not really be things that I've mentioned or that I've named out on this video, but you just know that there are some certain things, you know, people must have told you. It might even be from the closest person to you, you know, must have told you some things that are injuring you, you know, injuring your growth. Each time you just remember that thing, you just like, oh God, I can't do this, I can't do it, you know. But you have to tell yourself a true story. You have to tell yourself story that will help you, and you have to be able to erase that story away from your life. You know, these things also work positively, not just only negatively also. So I'm going to talk about the positive ones now. I remember then that I was 16 years old. You know, there's this exam we do back then in Nigeria, that before you gain admission before you gain admission into university, there's a particular exam you have to write. And guys, that exam was 2. So if you pass either one, you can go right straight to the uni. So I did the first one. The first one came out so bad, I didn't even, up to today, I didn't collect the result. And the other one, when it came out, I got all my credits, guys. I got A's, B's, C's, you know, in that result. I think it's up to 10 or 9 subjects. So guys, I cleared all of them. And then my sister just told me she was proud of me, guys. And that word has sit well with me, that most of the time during those times when I want to embark on something, or I want to do something, I'll just remember someone out there said, she was proud of me, and that just spice me up, you know. And there are so many people that might also have told you that, oh, they believe in you, they know you're going to be great, you know. There are sometimes you tell yourself those stories, you remember those stories. Sometimes it just make you know that you can win, you know. It just make you know that you are good. And there are some people that might tell you, oh, you are very good in doing business, you are very good in handling money. And when you are in that kind of state, you just remember those words. They kind of boost your morale, you know. They kind of enhance your what will I call it now? They just enhance your energy to want to do more, to want to do more. So it works both ways. It works both ways. But it works both ways, guys. But the one that doesn't stirs you up, it doesn't inspire you to do more, it doesn't motivate you, guys. You have to change that story and tell yourself a new one. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video, guys. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a nice time. Please feel free to share your experience in the comment section. Let's hear, you know, your story. Let's hear if there was at a point you told yourself a story that people told you and you kept telling yourself that story and it leads you on the right side of life. Guys, let's hear on the comment section. And if also people have told you positive things that drove you to a greater place, that made you to do more, guys, let's hear it also on the comment section. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. And guys, if you haven't subscribed, guys, I said comment, if you haven't subscribed, this is the right time to do so. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye bye.